and then what she has to do. I mean, it sounds like he deserves.
He might have been
Everyone here sounds like trouble here. He deserved to be shot. That's good. The other,
and he went to jail afterwards.
The other waitresses have sort of a claim, but maybe their claim, I don't know. Maybe, like if you go, how much is this lottery ticket cost? And you go $5. Then maybe that's their only claim for the pooling part of it. I don't know if they need the outcome part.
Yeah, because what if he gave her $5 and she bought Bitcoin at 30 cents, and then all of a sudden it was worth $1 million? Do they share in that $1 million? No.
At a certain point, you know, as they always say, possession is 9/10 of the law. Like at a certain point, it's her ticket, it's in her hand.
Okay, everybody, are you familiar, of course, with Ozempic?
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Oh,
you know what Ozempic is?
You know the song.
What's the song?
Ozempic.
Yeah, your third O. It's got,
it might be the third O in there.
No, you got to go up. It's Ozempic.
Yeah.
Is that really the song for the ad?
Well,
Pilot's Magic.
It's a song by Pilot.
Oh, yeah.
Produced by Alan Parsons, by the way.
I'm going to give you the news.
I love that
Blow
song.
my mind.
No, it's the weight loss drug that all these like celebrities are, you know,
it was
being
originally
accused
for
of,
like diabetes, and then they started.
and they
using it,
stole them, and it was created a shortage and everything. But now they are finding out that it is curing other things, like heart disease, like addictions that people have. Like if I guess a person who's taking it might have a sort of addictive personality anyway on the side, like they might. You know, they eat a lot of food, but then they also drink a lot or smoke a lot. It's curing those things.
Wow.
Yeah. So it could be like, I mean, what do you guys think about, you know, it being a cure for all of these cravings and behaviors and addictions?
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I think if
It
you're
takes away our addictions. I don't
If you're so
like it.
addicted to something that you're sucking a dick for sandwich money, you should earn your way out. You got to feel the pain.
Hey, now I win awards for that.
Really?
Just kidding.
Yeah.
What, have you won awards?
Yes, I've won a lot.
Oh,
I've won 7
congratulations.
AVNs.
No way.
Yes.
Damn. Did that raise your money in the market?
Yeah, I mean, yes and yeah. I mean, I guess so. But I come from television too, so I.
She won first year. She won Best Newcomer, and then next year she won Best Face Comer, and then the year after that she won Best Ass Comer.
But I was
and
kidding about the
she's won
sandwich.
all the Comer awards. She won Best Comer Bun.
I cannot have people take Ozempic if they aren't going to have a sexual addiction anymore.
Yeah. 7 AVNs.
I did. I have 7 AVNs. Yeah.
Are they displayed prominently?
Yes,
in
they
your
are
home?
displayed prominently, and I have 10 XBiz awards too, which is another one. But
How many steps into the house before we see
oh
them?
yeah, that's a good one. It's not far. No, it's in a case in the living room.
Is the title on there? I mean,
yeah. All the titles. Well, I've won Best Actress a lot of times. And then, but I did win like one. Hey, there they are!
Wow.
Or part of them. I won, yeah. There I am. That's where they're displayed. No, I really put.
She's the only actual actress in porn. That's why she keeps winning the actress award.
I'm in a case. But yeah, But
That's
the best thing
beautiful.
about it was I won one year Best Actress for the feature that I did, and then I also won the Best Boy Girl Scene of the Year.
Oh, nice.
So I won sex and acting.
You were a girl when you did it?
Wow.
Fish like two 11-year-olds trying to figure it out.
Better than the cap. Personal
yes.
question. When your folks come into town to visit, is prominently displayed?
Yeah, my folks know. Yeah, they do. And they're, yeah.
All right.
I mean, we don't.
I know they know
watch,
what you do.
Yeah, they're very
like,
proud of my awards,
but
though. But they don't like watch or get involved with it.
What I'm kind of saying is like, if my son was gay, I'd go, okay, all right, well, I'll respect that. But if I walked into his apartment when he was 26 and had a huge award for best cock sucking in North Hollywood or something, I would go up. Put it in the Crown Royal sack when Dad comes over.
A lot of people do that, but I am very proud. I don't care. I want them up there, and I'm, so
Okay.
I display them.
You ever tell like your dad just to be a douche, like, hey, could you put a coat of carnauba wax on my awards there, baby? Just go ahead and buff those out.
We don't really talk about the awards when they're there.
All right, sorry.
But
all right, Ozempic.
Oh yes, Ozempic. So yeah, it's curing things.
All right, don't like it.
Okay.
And for a multitude of reasons, which is we're on a very slippery slope here in the life hack department. The deal is diet and exercise. That's going to cure everything, and we're always looking for ways around it, right? And what people don't realize is exercise, diet, and that there's a physical benefit to it that we all understand. Hey, you look better in your jeans. But there's a huge mental component to it, which is you will now have discipline. I mean, if you really think about diet, it's a daily discipline. It's a daily way for you to go, here's what I'd like to have. I'd like to have a pound of fudge for breakfast, but I'm not going to do it. Instead, I'm going to do something sensible with these egg whites or porridge or whatever it is. It's a constant discipline that you live with, and you live with it every day. I mean, I fuck up all the time. Like I'll be sitting around my sofa sometimes at like 10:30, 11 at night, and I'll go, hey, there's some of that Chinese food in the fridge. And then I think, look, you already ate dinner. You ate dinner at 7 o'clock. And I go, what's wrong with a little Chinese food? And I'll give in. And other times I won't. But the point is, it's a constant thing. And if someone just goes, here's a pill, it'd be like, here's a pill that simulates you running on the treadmill when you don't have to run on the treadmill. Well, eventually other things start to suffer. Because while you may not be fat, you will be undisciplined. And that's the stuff we have to worry about. A society. It's sort of Grubhubby. Everything's an app on your phone. Everyone's going to do. It's like you can go like, what's wrong with a dog walker? Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with a dog walker. But if you can walk your own dog, you should. And there'll be times you don't want to walk your own dog, but you do it anyway. These are all of life's rituals. They're super important. We're looking for life hacks to get around them, and we're all just getting fatter, lazier, and dumber.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, Dawson, pilots, oh, it's magic. I think they say ho, ho, ho. Don't they say ho, ho, ho?
I don't think so, but let's find out.
Let's find out.
Yeah. Oh, ho, ho. Pirates.
Someone's got to tell the Ozempic people.
Yep.
It ain't oh, oh, oh. This is a Tool tune. Tool tune is you like it, but you're embarrassed. Now, what year did this come up, and did they rip it off from?
I'm going to guess 1976. Okay.
4. Okay, so that predates Welcome Back, Kotter. Where Horseshack would go, oh, Mr. Kotter, Mr. Oh.
Yeah.
Don't you wish you wrote back then?
Yes.
Because you'd be sitting around going, I don't have to write anything funny. I just have to catchphrase or a noise this guy makes over and over again.
Yeah, or Gilligan's Island. I mean, they're all saying the same thing in every episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the skipper. Oh, and at this page 7, the skipper hits him with the hat, and then it calls him Little Buddy, and then Lovey's over here, and Mr. Howell. Yeah, it's
Get the girls in the water.
Right.
In Act 3.
All right, sorry. So I don't like Ozempic.
Okay, no one Ozempic. But what if it cures all these other things?
I don't look. If it cures,
diabetes, obviously.
It cures diabetes by making you not fat, but you could cure your own diabetes by working out and exercising.
But does it do blood sugar levels or something? I don't know.
I think it does. But the point is all this could be solved if people would just get a little more restrictive with their diets. That's all.
I see what you're saying.
That's
I see what you're saying.
All
right. But I have a good story. This is actually one you're going to really be involved with or invested in. Okay, it's about the lottery. This waitress, I'm not sure where she came from. I think it was Alabama or somewhere. Don't quote me on that. But she got a lottery ticket for a tip. Okay, so think about this.
Yeah.
This truck driver or whatever gave her the ticket.
Didn't they make a Nick Cage movie out of this, like in the 80s or 90s or something with Fonda?
Bridget Fonda?
Bridget Fonda?
That sounds right.
This is a Nick Cage, Bridget Fonda movie.
Right.
But anyway, go ahead.
But so she wins $10 million from this lottery ticket that was a tip.
10 million.
Sorry.
Yeah. So she decides she's going to get paid out about, whatever it is, 300 something thousand a year for 30 years. But everybody starts
So she used to be on Saved by the Bell. Was she on Saved by the Bell? No, she wasn't Saved by the Bell. She was on a sitcom as a kid, and now she's in porn. And I would love to get excited about that, but I do not find her attractive.
coming after her with these lawsuits. Basically, the truck driver.
Like at all. Like, yeah, at all. This is the last person I would ever expect to do it, and the last person not the last person I'd want to watch, but not the first person I'd want to watch.
Said he gave her tickets, I guess, on the regular. That was his tip, which is really a cheap tipper. Like, he just, here, you might win one day, but but if he won or if she won, she would buy him a truck. So he took her to court over that.
That was their understanding?
Their understanding.
I don't believe they had that conversation.
Yeah.
This was purchased in a very small town with a truck stop. This is a very small town somewhere with a truck stop. This is the only place that this could happen.
Not in writing.
So
it doesn't mean shit.
He sued her over this. The other waitresses, servers, they sued her because they're supposed to all share their tips.
Well, that's an interesting argument.
I'll give them that.
Because they really are supposed to share it.
Yep.
And they also, I guess he gave tickets to all of them a lot of the time. So he would, that's how he would kind of tip on his stops. So they sued. And so they went back and forth in court for a long time. But then eventually her ex-husband, who was out of the picture at the time, she divorced him. She was a single mom. He was very abusive in the past. He kidnapped her.
This definitely happened in the South or in, this happened in the South.
He took her on a boat, and she wasn't like a float girl. He took her on this boat out in the middle of wherever, and he wanted the money, or he wanted money from her, and I guess she convinced him that she had some phone call she had to make in her purse, which I don't know. If you kidnap someone, I'm not sure why you would let them go make a phone call, but whatever.
But
She shot him.
Yeah.
Wow.
She had a gun in her purse.
Well, okay.
That's a lot of information.
All right. First things first.
Break it down.
If you kidnap someone and you take them to sea and you're like, I want all your money, my answer would be like, I have $11 on me.
Yeah, right.
And I don't have my fucking bank account on a buoy that's nearby. Like,
Right,
you're going to
right.
have to hit terra firma at some point.
Yeah. No, you take her to an ATM machine.
It's on all my money's land based.
Yeah.
You understand? Like,
I guess you could call it in. Like,
I don't know how you extort that while you're at sea, and then what she has to do. I mean, it sounds like he deserved.
He might have been
here sounds
intoxicated.
like trouble here. He deserved to be shot. That's good. The other,
and he went to jail afterwards.
The other waitresses have sort of a claim, but maybe their claim, I don't know. Maybe, like if you go, how much is this lottery ticket cost? And you go $5. Then maybe
whoever signed the back of it gets it. That's it. That's how it works. Once you win money on here we go. So here's one right here. All right. A non-winner. So if you win, you have to sign it and print your name on it. Whoever signs the card and prints their name on it gets the money. And that's as far as the law is concerned. So people can sue you all they want. They're not going to get any money from you. It's whoever's signature is on the card. You could find the card in the street, sign it, bring it in, you get the money, no problem. These are just a lot of greedy people who only see this as there are a group of people who see this as the only opportunity for them to get out of the financial situation that they're in, which is probably, I'm going with a small southern town, truck stop town. These people have no money, and this is the first opportunity that they've seen to get money. So they're fighting and clawing to try to get. But she should get everything. She shouldn't be spending any money on lawyers. I wouldn't. If I hired a lawyer, I'd hire a very good lawyer, and I'd ask the lawyer to dismiss the cases because I don't see how she owes anybody anything.
Maybe that's their only claim for the pooling.
So we pool our tips. Okay, where's the contract that says you pool your tips? Where's the contract that says when I was hired on such and such a date that pooling tips was part of how I was compensated, and I need to see it in writing, because if it doesn't exist in writing, then you can all go fuck yourselves.
Part of it. I don't know if they need the outcome part.
Yeah, because what if he gave her $5 and she bought Bitcoin at
right?
What if he gave her? He basically gave her something with a monetary value. He didn't give her the money. Yeah, this is stupid.
30 cents, and then all of a sudden it was worth $1 million. Do they share in that $1 million? No.
At a certain point, you know, as they always say, possession is 9/10 of the law. Like at a certain point, it's her ticket, it's in her hand, leave her the fuck alone. I would also argue, like, how, if I was an attorney, did the others pool tips when they were paid with lottery tickets? Even if you don't win, you have to go, this is $5 worth.
I don't think so.
They wouldn't do that.
That is a good point.
I think she keeps the money.
I think she eventually did. It went back in court several times because she did lose and she had to pay people, but then it went to the Supreme Court of Alabama. And I think it was Alabama.
I think it's the Supreme Court of Alabama.
I remembered it right, but yeah.
Did you?
And she ended up winning, and she ended up like becoming a card dealer. Like she said, I need to have purpose in a normal job in my life. So she said, let me deal cards.
This
Wait,
now
card or car?
Cards.
Card dealer.
Like gambling. She needed Ozempic.
What was the name of that
That's what
Nick
she needed
Cage movie?
to get rid of her gambling addiction.
Find that, number one.
It could happen to you.
Same theme, right? Okay.
Based on a true story, but not that one.
Oh, well, there you go.
Huh.
That is based. All right.
And
What
also,
else?
and then, the last story. This is kind of a feel-good story. This last one. I mean, not that the last one wasn't, but
We only have three? What is three?
we only have three. I need to get more.
Where's the rest of your stories?
Okay, there's a Tokyo restaurant that is hiring people with dementia.
Hold on. Speaking of songs and themes.
You want me to sing it?
Yeah.
There's a Tokyo restaurant.
Keep going. No, the sitcom Alice.
Oh, Alice, yes.
She was a single waitress.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of that situation.
And she sort of described her whole life as a single mom. She was a
Fucking Alice. The based on the movie, Alice don't work here no more, don't live here no more. Probably the worst era of movies ever. I mean, we're in a bad one right now. We're in a really bad one right now. But there was a time when movies were 6 hours long, and I don't know what they were intended to do. And I'm not sure. They weren't intended to entertain. They were intended to eat up large portions of time. Sybil was one of these movies. I think that movie was like an 18-hour long movie from my memory. Mommy Dearest was in this category. Alice Don't Live Here No More, I think was the name of the movie. And it was about a single waitress in Arizona at like a truck stop. And the guy who owned the place, Mel, was like a total dick. It was like the coal miner's daughter. There's a good one. The coal miner's daughter. These movies just drag on, and they're about these poor people's lives. And I'm not talking economically poor. I'm talking about like just the situations that they were put in were just shit. Like if you were put in a really fucking horrible, nasty ass situation, we want to make a movie about it. The worse, the better. You were blind, deaf, dumb, and men were hitting on you. We want to hear it. It was like Anne Frank was kind of like the model and we went from there. Yeah, wow. And then they made a TV show called Alice, and it was a comedy. And Alice Don't Live Here No More was not a comedy at all. It was a long, boring movie about abuse, and how far abuse can get you in this world. um, Alice, oh God, and Flo. She just had this one. She just said she would say "kiss my grits" to Al, and that was to Al, the cook there, and that was the funniest thing in the world. Apparently, I don't really ever think I enjoyed Alice. There was a song too. There was a notable theme song that might have been the best thing about it.
A single mom waitress who went and worked at a Greasy Spoon in Arizona.
Yeah, and she had a son and no
Yes.
husband.
But would Flo have stolen her money?
Her
That's the
son
question.
was a McKeon.
Yeah, Nancy McKeon's brother.
That's right.
I met him at a tennis tournament once. He's dead now, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know exactly. I think look it up. But I know he died.
We'll play it. Sorry.
He was a
Took her
nice
out on a
guy.
boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, took her out on a boat.
She sings
yeah.
it too. This, by the way, they would film these things like I'd be sitting in North Hollywood, and I'd be like, "Where's this? Arizona?" And I'd be like, "Where the fuck is that?" And they'd go, "It's Arizona. It's like a state over." And I'd go, "I don't even know what that is." It just looks like the desert.
If the little kid was into karate, this is basically the Karate Kid. This is the Karate Kid from the mom's perspective, from the boring mom's perspective. That's what Alice is. Alice is the Karate Kid from the mom's perspective.
There's nothing in Arizona.
That's even the car. That's even the action. And they go to Arizona instead of California.
Looking good. There's a fresh face in the neighborhood. There's a new. Get ready to scat at the end. There's a brand new
Style.
She was just
passing through. But if things work out,
she's
Gonna stay.
get ready to scat.
Oh yeah. Isn't that kind of weird? The boy is pouring water on her feet.
She's
Kid
she
definitely
put
has a
in-
foot fetish today.
She put in a double shift, and
I know.
her son, one of the McKeons, the McKeon's son. This used to be back when anyone who acted. I'm gonna sing it. No, this is back when anyone acted had a brother who also acted, or a
Yeah.
sister that always.
And that song that was like all over the place and just like da da da. Mary Tyler Moore spawned all of those songs. That girl actually spawned every one of these independent women songs.
Acted.
Right.
Christy McNichol had a brother, Peter McNichol.
Yeah,
And the Batemans, too, but-
Bateman's
yeah.
like it was just like.
Yep.
You just show up on set at 9,
brother.
and then you go like, "Oh, it's my brother Tim.
Yeah,
can
Chloe
he be in the
Sevigny.
sitcom too?" And they'd go, "Yeah, I guess so."
John
Chloe-
Cusack, Joan Cusack.
Yeah.
Right.
Chloe
Yeah.
Sevigny and Bob Savigny.
Don't know. Everyone, and here's the real bitch. The real bitch is when the one child star breaks out early
Yeah.
and becomes a big thing, and the other one's kind of on the shitty, lesser-known sitcom or whatever.
yes.
And then at some point, as an adult actor,
The other one,
like Jason Bateman,
Jason Bateman,
becomes
yeah.
the big
Yeah.
standout guy.
Right.
And
Jason Bateman and his sister.
There's that girl. What's the show where it's like it starts out as a sitcom, but then it becomes kind of a science fiction thing?
Oh, is it? You mean on
It's the
AMC or?
is it
Yeah.
new? I haven't seen it. If it's new.
it's the one with the twins from Full House.
Oh.
Their
WandaVision.
sister, WandaVision,
Oh, Wanda. Oh,
Their
their sister.
sister
Yes,
is
yes,
now
yes.
blowing
WandaVision.
up.
Yes.
and
Oh, she's
they've
huge.
gone away. She's huge. She's great.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Is
Oh, good point. Good point.
so is Mike?
Yes.
Wait, is it Michael McKean or no? That's
No,
the
Philip
other.
WandaVision is that what's her face is the sister of the Olsen twins. She's an Olsen. She's not one of the twins. She's the sister of the twins. She's the unaffected one.
McKeon. Yeah.
There's Nancy McKeon.
Michael McKeon.
Michael McKeon is not
That's
related.
Spinal Tap.
He's not related, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Philip McKeon.
Is he still alive?
Now, how did Philip McKeon die?
Undisclosed illness.
Am I
2019 at 55 years old.
Oh, see.
Oh, that's so sad.
Always a sad ending for the
Yeah.
sitcoms.
Right.
All right, sorry. You had one more.
Oh, I have one more. I feel good. It'll get us up after all of that sadness. Okay, so Tokyo has a restaurant that is hiring older people with dementia to take orders and deliver orders.
Every time I eat, I get one of those for a waiter or waitress. So I'm like, I'd like tomato slices. You want them in the omelet? No, just tomato slices on the side. So tomato omelet?
Yeah.
No, I'm ordering an omelet and
The leek
sliced up tomatoes.
That's what happened with your.
Mine is extra cream and extra sugar. So you want extra cream? No. Extra cream, extra sugar. Okay. And you get it and there's no sugar and it's just extra cream. It's like the brain cannot do more than one extra. It's like so you want extra cream and extra sugar. Like it light and sweet. Maybe I should just say light and sweet. Perhaps I just solved my own problem.
Your leek omelet.
White bread, no butter. All right, sourdough, extra butter?
Yeah.
No, that's what we're dealing with now. We already have this.
See, I think at least going in, this place is called the Restaurant of Mistaken Orders. I mean, you know what you're going in for.
Right.
They top
not
up
like-
your coffee, but in your gin and tonic.
I like that. The Restaurant of Mistaken Orders. It's on the island of Misfit Toys.
Right.
That's the only thing. I think they're supervised a little bit because sometimes, I mean, I've had an older relative who might, I don't know, he might pee in the soup or something.
Yeah. Is that like me Chinese, me make joke? Me make pee-pee in your Coke?
No.
You didn't know that one?
You never heard that?
No.
Oh, man, those are the best.
But I mean, I could see like an older person might,
Okay.
So they
But
hire
yes.
people with dementia.
Yeah.
You're on your own.
I will bet you.
And it gives them purpose, and I don't think they're so severely dementia-ridden that they can't.
These are Japanese people?
Yes, it's in Tokyo.
All right. Here's anyone wants to wager, I'll bet you this.
Okay.
I will bet you that elderly, dementia-riddled Japanese women still do better at math than American students.
Absolutely.
If you went to Baltimore and found
They
your
are
average
kicking
high
it,
school
yeah.
student, they would still kick the shit out of them in long division. I can't remember my name, but I will whoop up on your ass in the math competition.
And they're harder workers and
They're still better.
They're better.
I bet you they still would make better employees than your average high schooler
Absolutely.
in America.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
They said 37% of the orders are wrong, but 99% of the customers are happy. But who is that 1%? That's what the question is.
37% are wrong? Wrong.
Are happy.
No, the 1% who's not
37%.
happy. The 1% is not happy.
There's 1%, one guy or something.
Yeah.
Who's not
No,
happy.
they're all unhappy. He's the only one who's willing to say
Yeah.
it. Everyone else has to do the polite applause
Yeah.
for it.
They're too hungry to answer the question.
But should we have these here? But I feel like
Well, like I said, we're already there. Everyone I get doesn't write anything down, says they're going to remember everything.
why do they have to remember it?
You want to know about dementia patients here? When I order a vodka, soda water, and lemon, I now say vodka, soda water, and yellow lemon because I get a lime.
Oh,
Because lemon and lime
yeah.
both start with the same letter.
And they stop listening.
And these dementia patients can't fucking figure it out because they're so used to staring at their phone. By the way, there is no difference between a dementia patient and a 23-year-old who just stares at his phone all day. They're the same. They got the same brain. And so I say yellow lemon, which sounds insulting, but I don't know what else to do because I keep getting a lime. So that's number one. Number two, if I went to this restaurant, I think I could game the system because I'd be thinking to myself, well, I like my eggs scrambled, but I'm going to tell these bitches sunny side up, and then I'll get the scrambled.
Yes.
Because they fuck everything up.
And then you say, I already paid. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I paid
with a
2 minutes
generous
ago.
tip.
Yeah.
Oh,
I give you a
I'll go
lottery.
further.
Lottery ticket.
I own this restaurant, bitch. Now, how about you clean up and get out of here? Yes, I would do with them what you do with late people, where you go, the flight leaves, and you think to yourself, oh, it leaves at 8 a.m. I better tell them 7:30 because this person's always late. I would do that with all my orders.
Right.
I think we should do it with the teenagers at the, Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Well, the poor people who work at the Cheesecake Factory.
No, the Cheesecake Factory does a nice job.
They can't be blamed because the menu has 788 options on it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think at the Demented Japanese restaurant, there's only one entree, so they can't fuck it up. It's it's mushu pork.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Vinny, where'd you get that shirt?
Hey, stick of it. What do you think I got?
I don't know.
Okay,
Can I get one?
you can get whatever you want.
Can I get one with a shrimp on it?
You know, some people are allergic to shrimp.
Custom t-shirts, now at Sticker Mill. Try one for only $19 plus free shipping.
Are you telling me a joke? Okay, why don't you tell me one? Yeah, then do if you want.
Mortal Kombat! A new era is upon us. This is our time. This is Mortal Kombat! Mortal Kombat! Rated M for mature.
Took me a second. Got to get on. No choice. We're going to mandate. Get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. Fitzdog in studio. Maitland Ward back. So much to get into. Fitzdog's hitting the road, man. And he's got dates coming up. Escondido, California. Shirley Mass?
Shirley Mass.
That's, never heard of Shirley.
Gateway to New Hampshire.
Manchester, New Hampshire coming up. Go to GregFitzsimmons.com. And, of course, Maitland, who's got her book out. Rated X, How Porn Liberated Me from Hollywood. And Fitzdog, this is a good pairing because you've hosted the AVN Awards before, right?
I have.
Wow, I heard this. So what year did you do it?
I did it twice, but I did the 25th anniversary of it, which was a big one because Showtime aired it, and they had it
they
in.
they
still
did the Showtime shows. Yeah.
Yeah, so they did it at one of the big casinos, whatever the biggest showroom is. They had like 7,000 people there.
Oh, it's huge. It is massive. Like people would be surprised out there.
And the producer said to me, "Okay, we can tell you from past experience." And like Kinnison hosted this thing, and Bill Hicks hosted this thing, and Bobby Slayton, and like some of the biggest names.
Yeah.
So they said you got about 30 seconds to get them. And if you don't get them, they are going to start talking to each other loudly, and you will be drowned out. So I had my opening joke was, it's great to be here at the Porn Awards. I said I was just at the gas station, and I saw Ron Jeremy. And I'm pretty sure it was him because halfway through filling his tank, he pulled it out and sprayed it all over the car. And they got a big laugh, and I was off and running.
That is a good joke. In the you're getting old department, and I think Fitzdog will back me up on this.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this earlier today. There was a time 20 some odd years ago when I would host Loveline and a porn star would be on as a guest, and it was happened fairly frequently, and I would play it cool, but I'd immediately run home and try to find her porn.
Yes.
I have not done that with Maitland.
You haven't done
Really?
that?
No.
You should.
It's not a reflection on you, your ability, or your beauty. It's just I'm too fucking old now. I realize I'm not animated.
I know. So it's not restraint; it's laziness.
I like to think of it as sort of lethargy meets an inflated prostate or something. But
well, I was just in the waiting room, and they gave me a one sheet on you, and it said porn, and so I, of course, pulled up a nude photo of you.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And,
did you like what you saw?
I mean, fancy. Are those natural?
These are somewhat.
But
yes.
Just beautiful. You're a very beautiful woman, and you have really nice energy. I'm very happy to meet you.
I'm happy to meet you too. What a happy little family here today.
Well, here's a question for you, Maitland.
Yes.
I started doing this bit very recently in my act where I was talking about names for people that we look at as sort of progressive or evolved, but they're actually worse. Like, I would rather be called a midget than a little person. Little person is like, listen, little man, wash my feet. I'll give you a nickel. Dance for me. It's a kind of a, and then I started to go into, and I felt that way with waitress versus server. Server sounds like servant. And then I started thinking about sex worker.
Yeah.
Like being called a sex worker versus a prostitute or a porn star or whatever. Like I was saying that the sex worker sounds like you work in this huge industrial park and some foreman's going to go into the break room and go, look, we just got a fresh pallet of cocks out there and they're not going to suck themselves. Let's go, ladies. Tea times are, do not forget your hairnet this time. Let's go. You're on the clock. On the clock, on the cock. Here we go. The guy's holding he's holding a clipboard and smoking a cigar. I would just rather be a prostitute or a porn star than a sex worker.
Yeah.
That's so true because, well, it is true in a way because I don't mind the term sex worker, of course, but it's so broad. Like you can be a prostitute, you can be a porn worker, you can be like all sorts of. You could just take nude photos on your OnlyFans and still be considered a sex worker.
Yeah,
right.
So I feel like that's saying I need a specialty, like a doctor. Like am I a heart surgeon or am I just
you got to
general practitioner?
Yeah, declare major.
Yeah,
and then I was also thinking like my first porn, my first sort of moving porn. I grew up in a age of this is how old I am. There was a woman in the porn department, but it was actually the Big Five sporting goods department. There's a lovely woman who was featured in a bikini on a raft box.
Yeah.
And I used to stare at the box
Yeah.
and fantasize about her because that's what we had.
Yeah.
You know, that was...
What was the fantasy? Did it involve the raft?
I started to really realize that the raft box model is the ultimate woman.
Yeah.
She looks amazing.
She's outdoorsy.
She's outdoorsy. She's very photogenic, but she's not over the top. You could bring her... She could meet your parents. You know what I mean?
She's Marianne, not Ginger.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But beautiful. Always a lot of symmetry. Pretty, but not sort of distractingly Pam Anderson kind of over the top. It's just, if somebody said, I want to set you up with a woman, sight unseen, and I said, what does she do? And she said, she's a pool raft model. I would say I'm 100% in.
She floats through life.
I'm 100% in.
She's a pool raft worker.
Yeah, she's a floaty worker. So I was thinking back to the first time I saw a movie of pornography. And this even predates VHS tapes and, you know, home video stuff. It was, my grandparents were out of town, so I had a house we could use because a friend of mine got a stag film. Like literally like 8mm black and white stag. But you couldn't, people would have to leave town. They couldn't be gone to the market because you needed to set up the projector and, blacken the place out with the curtains. Like it was a job.
Yeah.
And you didn't need 20 minutes. You need a half day.
Yeah.
And my friends, like 4 or 5 dudes all showed up, and one of their other brothers had a stag film. It's like a black and white John Holmes film. And we didn't have have a projector. Oh, we had a projector. Somebody found a projector, but we didn't have a screen. So I said, my grandparents have this chest of drawers that's all white in their bedroom. And it's one of those things where there's no handles on it. It was a sleek Euro design that would work nicely as a screen for our porn viewing. So we showed it in my grandparents' bedroom on their bureau. And 2 things. One is, I was probably like 16 or something when we did this. And I realized now looking back, because Fitzdog, you do this, you go, oh, you're making jokes. You're making jokes when you didn't even know you were making jokes.
Yeah.
Like you really should have been doing comedy your whole life. You got an early start. I didn't. But you had the mind of a comedian. So at some point, while we were showing the porn, the black and white porn, which it took up about 3 foot by 3 foot on this white chest of drawers my grandparents had, at some point in the middle of it, I went ahead and I grabbed the center drawer and I pulled it out like a foot and I yelled, "Now in 3D." That was that was one joke.
There you go.
And then later on, when I was left the reel, which was a 8mm. 8mm is 1/3 of an inch. I held it up to the light, and I could see just frame by frame. And I said, John Holmes's cock is still bigger than mine. And everyone laughed, and that said, now go back to the construction site and die.
Right.
That's how it worked.
Yeah. And also you knew that you jerked off to your grandmother's drawers. Yeah. My first porn experience was one of my best friends was Dave Aranguren, who is this Colombian kid, and he lived in the projects and where I grew up. And he lived upstairs in this apartment, and his brother, who's in jail for life now for cocaine trafficking, had the reel-to-reel. And we sat down and we watched it, and I was probably 12. Mm-hmm. And I remember watching the man, because I grew up Irish Catholic. I knew nothing about sex. And the guy was having sex. He was going in and out. And I thought, oh my God, this is so kinky. He's moving it.
Right.
And then, and so I got my erection going. And then David's older brother, Hector, who's in jail for cocaine, reached over and grabbed my dick. And he goes, you're getting hard there. You're getting hard.
Who knew that wordsmith would one day end up in prison? You know what I mean? See, you never know.
That's so interesting, though, generationally, how it was a big thing for you guys to go watch porn.
Yeah.
Oh,
like, get the projector.
everything was a
the-
big-
The drawers.
Everything was a big thing. Going to the fucking Sizzler was a huge thing.
Now you just click the internet and
everything,
it's on.
Everything was huge. Yeah. So that's our. You remember the film? Do you remember anyone? Was anyone in it?
It was. I remember it was two Italian guys, and one guy says to the other guy, says to the woman, "I think it's time we penetrate your flesh."
Your flesh?
That was the line.
Wow.
I think it's time we penetrate your flesh.
That's not very sexy.
No.
What's the first porn you've seen, Maitland?
What's the first? I can't remember exactly what the first one was. Of course, I remember my dad's Playboys and everything, and like, but like you said, moving porn. I think it was just on the internet. Like I just watched
see,
it.
you're
It's-
young.
It's not. Yeah, that's why I'm amazed by this whole stag film. Like you had to. I kind of like that though.
Yeah.
It's like a coming of age kind of. Graduation. I feel like I needed a stag moment.
Yeah, I mean, you can sort of file it under when I used to walk uphill in a snowstorm just to get to school. That's the kind of the porn version of that you can share with your son.
The distinction now is that when we watched it, we were not masturbating at the time. We had to recall it because you're with all your friends.
Yeah, that's right.
Unless you had those friends. I was never. You were part of a group
Circle
of guys
jerk?
that did that?
Like a circle jerk.
Yeah.
You were?
Oh, yeah.
No!
Oh,
In your
yeah.
grandmother's bedroom?
Whoa!
No.
Were you in the bedroom or did you move the thing?
No, we were in the bedroom.
Oh my god.
On the bed? Bunch of guys?
You were sitting on the grandma's bed?
She had a brass bed, which made it even more old-timey and weird and creepy.
Freaky, yeah.
No, I think we'd huddled on the floor.
Okay.
And you masturbated in front of each other?
No, not that time. But later on in life, when there was one VCR and one movie and three dudes, it was more Game of Chicken. It was more like, or it was more a game of choke your chicken. It was me going, all right, guys, clear out. And them going, you clear out.
Yeah.
And me going, no, didn't you clear out? It was like one of those things where, like, I don't know, like when you're a kid and you, like, said to your sister, I called shotgun. And she said, you didn't hear. And then you said, then we'll both. And you just mashed into the front seat and shut the door like it wasn't comfortable or productive, but you're standing your ground.
Wow.
Yeah.
So everybody completed, like all three guys?
I think, but I can't. It's all a little hazy now over the years. But yeah, I would say, I don't. I mean, we tried to. God, were we on a futon? There was some jockeying for position. You know what I mean?
You were close.
Also, I'm left-handed. So I gotta sit. It's like when you go out to dinner. You know what I mean? You gotta sit on the edge of the booth. I had to position myself.
Yeah, so elbows were bumping.
Yeah. I remember that. One of the great moments that Jimmy Kimmel and I had was mentioning that our first real film was VHS film was Sex Boat. And he's like, mine was Sex Boat. And I was like, my friend's dad had, and he's like, my friend's dad had, so we didn't even have, our dads didn't have Sex Boat or
What
VCR.
is Sex Boat?
It's a boat where people have.
Like the Love
But I mean,
Boat.
was it like people in it that were?
Oh
like,
my God!
It was known, obviously.
Dawson, the cast of it's.
Was it a parody of the Love
It's
Boat?
a who's goo of.
There it is. Oh my God, Kelly
No,
Nichols.
Sex Boat.
That's not Sex Boat.
That's not Sex Boat?
No, there's
Oh, that's
another.
French.
There's another Sex Boat. I mean, this was
Sex Boat 1 or 2.
This was chock-a-cock full. I'm just going to keep going, Fitzdog.
Yeah.
Chock-a-cock full of a who's goo.
Yeah.
Of this is
Is that
it.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Drop your anchor.
And this
Kelly Nichols was in that one too.
Roxanne Potts.
She must have been she might have been your Why You Love Float girl.
And this is the Raft Box.
The Raft Girl.
She predated
Yes.
that. Well, the Raft Girl set
You
the
have a
table
thing for the
sex.
water.
Yeah.
I like
Nautical.
maritime disaster.
Nautical. Maritime.
So, Oh, and it would be the best because back in the old day, they'd go featuring penthouses, you know, blah, blah, blah. Remember they do the penthouse or whatever, hustlers, you know, blah, 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 swank.
You needed
blah,
a credit.
Blah. Oh, the credits. You IMDb this shit. It is a cast of hundreds. It had, you know, Randy West, the always stellar Randy West. Led the brigade, and then the names just kept going and going and going.
Oh, they all are.
Little Oral Annie was in there. I mean, it just
there's Randy West.
Yes, it just kept going.
Pirates.
Yeah.
Oh, Pirates was a huge film, and Pirates 2 was one of the biggest ever.
Oh, yeah, but this was Pirates on the sex boat.
Pirates, of course. Yeah.
That was a big budget porn.
Big budget, really big budget.
I had a friend just send me a clip of a porn clip with a link. And I just thought, that's fucking weird. Like, hey, man, here's something I jerked off to. I thought maybe you could jerk off to it too. And then, like, when we see each other, like, well, no, we both jerked off to that thing.
Yeah.
We could talk about it.
You're kind of Eskimo cousins.
Yes.
We actually have a question for Maitland about a small penis.
I love small penis. I mean,
you love small penis.
You've come to the right place, my dear. You're being
love
bookend between two of the small in comedy. All right, do we have a message? All right, try that.
Hi, Maitland. I ordered a custom video from you where I wanted you to humiliate me because of how small my dick is, and I just got to say, that was the hottest video ever. But what does that say about me as a person that I get off on stuff like that?
Oh,
Anyway, thank you. I'm going to order another one.
Well, first of all, let me say I do a lot of small penis humiliation, and I love it.
You do?
I love it. We both get something from it.
I do it for free. I think that's the difference. I volunteer my time.
I did it in the gym room shower in, like, 9th grade.
Yeah.
You humiliated your friend?
Yeah, that's all guys do.
Harlan,
we do small penis humiliation.
So maybe that's part of his mindset.
Pro bono, pardon the pun, but we don't charge for it. You're a sex worker.
Yes, I'm a sex worker.
You get paid for
I'm the cardiologist of sex workers.
How much small penis humiliation do you get?
I do get a lot of that, surprisingly a lot. Right. And I do the videos, and I'll do whatever they want. Some have very specific requests on it, like some want me to talk about their small dick, like it's small, but don't go too far with it. Don't say it's the most worthless thing. But the ones I have the most fun with are when I say, you know, that little bitty little thumb, little pinky finger couldn't even satisfy me, who gets all the big dicks in the world, and I just demoralize them, and it's kind of fun. And we both get it, you know, a certain degree of, you know, happiness from it.
Is that a fetish? I mean, then the guy masturbates to being made fun of by you?
Yes, definitely. And there's also the thing where he wants me to have sex with another man that is much bigger, and he's like, just tell me I'm worthless, I can't satisfy you.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a whole, and there's storylines. Usually they write like long storylines for me to like act out. And so there's dialogue, and there's like character development and everything. But
Can I ask you what you get for how much you get paid for something like that? Because that's a lot of work.
Well, for customs and stuff, I'll get anywhere from like 100, 200 a minute, like something.
Really?
Yeah, like depending on how involved it gets. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Like it goes between that, and then usually there's about a 5-minute average or whatever. But because sometimes there's costumes, so that's going to be more. So.
Oh, really?
But I always say I learned this.
Do you melt the cock? Melt the clock.
I have melted a cock before on my windowsill, but I actually did. We had a funeral for him. His name was Petey. But anyway, that's a separate story. But what did you say? Do I melt the cock?
I mean, do you take your time so that you can get a couple extra minutes out of them?
No, I try to. It's always decided ahead of time.
Yeah,
so I know, so I can time it out exactly how I want to. Right. But I always say, don't yuck somebody else's yum. You know,
Powerful.
That's it's the motto that I live by now.
Well,
no, but it's true. If somebody has a fetish with something, as long as it's a safe fetish, who cares? I mean, I'm playing along.
Yeah, no, I never judge anybody. That's my motto, and Fitz as well. Although these guys are fucking crackpots, but I see. I actually come down on a sort of happy side of this, which is every time I've spoken, I should say, to a dominatrix or somebody who's in that, I always go, you only work with super successful dudes, right? And
It's
I go,
true.
yes. And I go, right, because the Guatemalan laborer who's on a construction site all day, life is there to beat the shit out of him. He doesn't want more of it when he punches when he's off the job site. He's already got a fucking foreman screaming at him, and he just got another parking ticket, and his old lady's up his ass, and life beats him down. You know, so when it comes to their fantasy, they want the best. You know, they want all the big hair and perfume and rubs and tugs and that's
compliments.
The compliments. They want, you know,
and I do a lot of that too.
Oh, you're the best. I've never, been with someone as good as you. The captains of industry who were sit in the corner office and control everyone all day. Your fantasy is always what you don't have.
Yeah.
So I would assume that the guy who's calling in with the small penis fetish is actually a successful dude.
Well, he's got $100 a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
No, they're usually very successful, and I heard that also it's because they have to have so much control all week that it gives them relief to have somebody else be controlling of them in any dominatrix situation. Because I do a lot of, very mistressy, controlling kind of situation.
Oh, you are?
Aside from small
Well,
penis.
you have acting chops.
Yeah, so I do a lot of dialogue stuff too.
A lot of the ladies in your industry don't have that kind of bona fides that
so
you
I can
have.
really act out scenes with them. Yes, but I enjoy it.
Fides.
Bona fides.
Bona fides. Worst Greek ever. All right, so we can talk about the road. Because Fitzdog's going on the road. Fitzdog's got a movie coming out with Doug Stanhope about the road, which really looked really compelling and interesting. I just came off going to Appleton, Wisconsin. And so I think comedians will say they don't mind the time on stage. It's really just getting to the stage. And thus... if anyone,
like people say I do it for free, but they pay me to travel.
Right.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Right. And so if anyone thinks it's glamorous, to get to Appleton, I woke up at 7 on Friday, got to LAX. I got up at like 6:45, 6:30 on Friday. Got to LAX about 7:30 in the morning. Got on an 8:30 flight, flew to Chicago, then drove 3 hours from Chicago to Appleton, Wisconsin, then did 2 shows that night.
Right.
Then the following night, Saturday night, did 2 shows in Appleton, had a 8:40 flight out of Chicago. So Mike got back from the club at 12:30 at night, back to the hotel room, went to bed at 1, got up at 3:30 and met Mike August in the lobby of the hotel at 4 a.m. to drive back to Chicago, drop off the rental car, get on an 8:40 flight, and land at LAX at 11:30.
But I'm like that
Sunday.
too. I want the first flight home because I'm really good at flying on flights. And very often, and Adam, we've talked about this, I have a self-soothing that I do on an airplane.
Ooh, what is it? I need to know that.
Well, as soon as the plane takes off, as soon as the fasten your seatbelt sign goes off, I am in the restroom, and I pleasure myself.
Oh.
And then, but first, key is you don't have to do this unless you're a squirter, but you line.
I am.
Oh, you are a squirter. Then you have to do this.
Recently, it's become better.
Really?
Yeah.
You line the seat, the actual toilet bowl with paper because otherwise it will stick, and you can't flush
I see where you're
it
getting.
because it's not. It's a low water flush.
Right.
You line the bowl.
I line the bowl, and I lean, and this is the detail that Carola loves. Is you know how when you go in the bathroom, the roof is kind of slanted.
Yeah.
And I rest my forehead on that, and I lean forward, and then when I come out of the bathroom, I have a smile and a red dot on my forehead.
What do you mean, like
from leaning on the wall?
Oh, from.
And then I sit down and I go to sleep.
Amazing.
Fall right to sleep.
Every flight?
Not anymore. I used to for years, every single flight.
What changed?
You know, I need, I hate to say it, I need video now. I can't, what do you call rock climbing when you go alone? Free solo?
Right.
I can't free solo.
Yeah, I think no ropes. Could you repurpose the neck donut as a forehead pad when you lean?
That's a good idea.
I always just picture a closet that's too small to fit the ironing board, so you have to kind of. The ceiling's not tall enough, so you have to lean it over.
Yeah, I think that sounds luxurious.
And the wrapping of the bowl.
Yeah.
With the toilet paper. That probably came from experience.
Yes.
Right.
That came from somebody knocking at the door because it'd take a minute.
Right.
And then them coming in and seeing and thinking either I've got a bad head cold and I did a lot of spitting,
or
I'm a freak who jerks off on the flight immediately. I think the high altitude also creates a dryness and a stickiness. Yeah.
Yeah, you may be right. So the toilet paper lining is you got the blue water at the bottom.
Right.
And you then get the toilet paper out,
the conversation.
and it adheres.
I don't even know what
Yeah, it lays there. Yeah, you get a nice, you carpet the bowl with the toilet paper, and then when you flush it, it actually goes down. And I'm pretty controlled with my aim. I don't know about you. I'm not Peter West, or what's his name? Peter West?
Peter North.
Peter North.
Randy West.
Randy West and Peter North.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait, he wasn't controlled, or was he?
And those guys are all over the place.
They're like,
yeah,
clean it all.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a sprinkler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
I can't believe I tolerated that much of that.
So many of you know already that Turtle WoW was going to be releasing a Oceanic Realm for Chinese players. It was in the hopes of trying to get most of the Chinese players a home, because World of Warcraft pretty much is banned in China now. So a lot of Chinese players, for good or bad, have been flooding private servers. Now, because of that, Turtle WoW, which is the most popular server right now, is just completely overcrowded. No one can even get online because there's a huge queue to get in. So they were going to open up the Oceanic Realm for the Chinese population. Now, the ideal fantasy of it would be that the population would probably split 50-50, or at least 75-25, right? Just something to kind of take a load off of the original server. Yeah, how about like 500% increase or more? Because if I go over here, so yeah, so the original plan was to release it. Now, these were going to be fresh servers up to a point, because after so many after so much time has passed, which we're on the 12th, so right here, they were allowing character transfers of certain levels, but they were giving people time to play before transfers come in, also to help kind of with the fluctuation. But even then, the fluctuation still has not gone down. It is still incredibly high. People can't even get on this new server. Now, I don't know anything about the original server. I haven't even attempted to get on there because I'm kind of terrified it'll break my computer right now. So, even then, with unleashing two, not just one Oceanic Realm, 2 realms, which one of them was named Hogger, and what was the other one? The other one is Ravenshire. So you have 2 PvE realms, Ravenshire and Hogger, and where is it right here? Right here. We are experiencing 90,000 connections simultaneously, registering on new accounts, and also people who are just trying to log in. Like, it is completely overpacked, like to the point that I think they said that they were going to try to make another server. They've even put caps, so that's why you see such a huge queue time. We currently have over 50,000 players playing or queued on both networks. Because of this, the transfers from the EU to the C networks are ill-advised. So they're not really stopping them, but they're telling people, please don't. We're kind of dying over here. Please don't. Oh, never mind. They did actually disable it. The way that they worded this, it sounded like they were leaving it on. Never mind. I am corrected. So they are disabling them to prevent more of a flood of players. They are going to be opening another C realm, which is what I thought they said earlier. The exact location of the server is yet to be determined. So I don't know if... So they say that, but it says a C realm. So I don't know what that means in terms of... Are they going to host it somewhere else? Maybe to help take a load off those other servers. I'm not a tech person, so I don't know exactly what that means. But we can confirm that they're going to be opening another realm. Also, they're going to be opening another EU realm. That's 5 turtle servers, guys. 5 turtle servers. Now, let's say 50,000 players. Now, it says on both networks, so that's just the C-based networks. That's not including the original server. So if we just take those and split them 5 ways, just for the sake of easy math, that's still like 10,000 people per server. Now, if we switch over, not here, where was it, server status, right here, at least Hogger, I don't know if they're going to do it with the other servers, but Hogger, they've increased the capacity of people playing to 10,000. And look at this picture right here. Just all of these names. Most of them are Chinese names, obviously. You got a lot of Chinese in the thing, but still, like, Jesus Christ, that is a lot of people. So, good on Turtle WoW. Like I said before, I think Turtle WoW is more... Or has been becoming more, or is now more popular than Nostarius. And a lot of people are like, no, Nostarius had this. I'm telling you guys, I think Turtle WoW is the most popular server ever now. And just imagine, 2 years ago when I started playing, the new record was like 2,000 players. It's like, oh man, we got 2,000 players joining us at the same time. Wow. And then it's like 3,000, 4,000, oh shit, 7,000, 10,000, oh my god. And 50,000 people trying to get on at the same time. 10,000 people on at the same time. Oh my god. Like I said, that's more populated than I think a retail server. Maybe a couple of retail servers. I actually don't know. But damn, really good on Turtle WoW. Like, even if you're somebody who doesn't like Turtle WoW for whatever reason, and most of the time it's for the exact same reason, which, okay, but even if you're one of those people, you have to give it to them. Like, they're doing something right. Also, it helps that they ban bots. They ban gold selling. They moderate is rather not monetize. I lost the word now. They watch the chat, right? And they get rid of shitheads. So that they do a lot of stuff that other private servers don't do. Other, like Everlook, lets all the farmers go, lets all the bots go. Retail WoW, in classic WoW, lets all the bots go, lets all the gold farmers go. So it's just a terrible experience. Turtle WoW is trying to make that better Vanilla Plus experience where other servers and even Blizzard could not. So, and it's paying off in a big way. So, you know what? Once the population kind of settles down a little bit, I think on the original server it should be fine because everyone's trying to exodus from there to the new servers. But their login server's probably still fucked. Once it settles down a little bit, I think I'm going to try another hardcore round. I still have my priest, but I was kind of relying on somebody else to help me for that, and without that other person, I don't want to really play by myself on that.
I have no idea how long they've been out for.